All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Flynn Berry is on the phone, and I know that she's a popular author because everybody was asking when is Flynn Berry going to be on the phone or on the air.
Yeah.
Right? She's on the phone right now. She got a new book. It's called A Double Life, a psychological suspense novel. Flynn is an award-winning author. She's also the recipient of an Edgar Award, so it's nice to kind of use that to kind of validate, I guess, the hard work you've been doing all your life, right? This is a well, I'll just use the words they use. This is a suspense. This is a good book.
Yeah.
How about I put it in my own words? It's a good book.
That's a good idea.
Flynn, good morning, Flynn. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be here.
Are you in London? Where are you?
No, I'm actually in Los Angeles at the moment.
Oh, okay. Do you live in London?
I don't. I lived there for a few months while researching the book, but I'm based in the U.S.
So, so we don't leave the listeners behind, give us the thumbnail sketch of the story. Claire is the protagonist, correct?
Yep. So Claire is the protagonist. She's a 34-year-old doctor living in London, and the novel follows her as she tries to understand a crime that has kind of haunted her family for years.
Who many people think her father was guilty of, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's loosely inspired by a true crime in England in 1974.
Oh, really?
It's based on the Lord Lucan case, which is really famous over there and kind of notorious and not as well known here, in which this man disappeared on the night that his children's nanny was murdered and his wife was attacked, and he's been missing ever since.
Yeah, his wife was actually saying he was home, though, right? At the time, was that part of the true story, or is that part of the fictional story?
Yeah, so the true story is that there are two conflicting accounts. His wife says that Lord Lucan is guilty, and Lord Lucan sent home a letter saying that he was innocent, and his wife was trying to frame him, and it's never really progressed past that point.
Oh, okay.
The last 40 years.
Okay.
You also explore the divisions of class over there in Britain, which is an integral part of the story.
Yeah, I find it really fascinating as an outsider. I think from the U.S., it is a completely foreign system, and one that does make you appreciate America for all its faults, not having, an aristocracy or a royal family. It is a very different world.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Has that been true all along, or is that? I mean, I know it was true 100 years ago, but was it true 40 years ago?
Yeah. So the true story that's based on is about a man who inherited an earldom, which is a title, and a place in the House of Lords, which is a government position, and all the kind of perks and deference and respect that go with that.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah.
And also women, too, because Claire's mother was scrutinized about this. Yeah,
so she was brought sort of under suspicion as having married up. And the idea was that because she didn't inherit a title, there's something kind of questionable about her motive in marrying her husband. Like she was trying to use him for advancement.
And there were many conspiracy theories as well.
Yeah, so in the true story, it's kind of fascinating because there is enough evidence to support a theory, whatever you think, kind of. So you could believe that Lord Lucan is innocent, or you could believe he is guilty, and he could have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. So it's one of those fascinating cases where there's a lot that's kind of missing and unknown still and hidden.
So who is living the double life? Is it the father or the daughter?
Well, I think it's interesting. I think when a crime happens in a family, everyone ends up living a double life because obviously your ordinary life will still continue. So Claire still has to make money. She has to pay her bills. She wants to see friends and have kind of an ordinary life. And then at the same time, she has the secret that's lasted since she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when you're writing something like this, that you do each of the characters justice in your appreciation of what they're going through, and also to be true to form?
That's so interesting. It is hard because you get so wrapped up in your main character, and there's so much the focus of your energy and your love almost. But you're right, you have to make sure that every character has their own kind of interior life and their own motives, and that you're being honest to what they would do or say or think in any particular scenario.
And when you were doing your research in London, were you met with any kind of resistance?
No, so I didn't speak to people involved in the actual case because I wanted to be clear that this was fiction and that the characters aren't based on the true characters, although the crime is borrowed from the real crime. So I ended up just doing lots of kind of eavesdropping and listening to how people speak to one another in London to make sure that I was getting the way people communicate right.
I found the book on Amazon. It's doing really well, especially the Kindle version. It looks like you're in the very, very top in a couple of different categories. Number 11 in the British and Irish category, number 14 in the psychological thriller category. So, I mean, when did the book come out? Just a month ago or so?
So it came out on July 31st. So it's pretty recent still.
Yeah.
Well, Claire's profession helps her to get close to some of the families that she normally would not be able to, since she is a physician.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really curious about how doctors get a window into different people's lives, and you kind of trust the doctor, I think, automatically, and would maybe tell them things that you wouldn't otherwise, even if you meet them in a social situation.
One of the comments that you have on Amazon is regarding the strength of Claire, and I'm wondering, as writers, I'm not a writer, but do you find yourself pigeonholed sometimes by what you think the public is expecting, and do you break through that by making a character who might not, by another author, be strong, making her strong? I don't even know if my question is coming out clearly, but I'm just wondering if it's easy to break the mold of what's been set before you so that you can have something new.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of time to sort of start seeing a character as a real person and seeing them as fully three-dimensional. And I do think that there's something strange with writing women characters where there's a really strong impulse to make them likable and to make sure that they're kind of pleasant and kind and warm and friendly. And that doesn't always work in fiction. Sometimes you need to bring out the darker side and the flaws and sort of hope that people won't then just be completely turned off by the character. And
it's more to the credit of humanity, to be honest, with characters. I think we have fooled ourselves into thinking that women are one way and it's completely different from men. In some regards, I don't know if maybe I'm too old to see what I just said even. But I think we've been kind of conditioned to think this is how a woman would react in this circumstance. And we're never right when we think that. It's always could be anything.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear you say that about humanity, because I think it's true that to see a character's true humanity, you have to be honest about the kind of dark thoughts that people have or the selfish things they do,
right,
and the ways they kind of, hurt themselves or shoot themselves in the foot by accident. And that's all fine too. Like, you don't have to have a character who's just simply likable.
Yeah, I think you're a good observer of human psychology. Flynn, I have a copy of the book, by the way. It's called The Double Life. If I have a listener who would like the copy that was sent to me, I will put your name on it. If you want to call right now, I'll do that. The rest of us have to go by. I did find it on Amazon. Do you want to recommend a website?
Sure. So my author website is just my name, so flynnberry.com.
Okay, FlynnBarry.com.
And that's a cool name, by the way. Flynn.
Well, thank you.
And you got up early. You got up early.
And you said it.
You got up early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. Flynn, thank you for being with us today. I think you're a very insightful author. I think you really show authentic human traits in your writing. So thank you for sharing your talent with us.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows,